Hey, it's 6:12 a.m. It is Saturday morning, July 6th, and I went to bed pretty late, and I'm still in bed right now. It was a little after, actually, it was closer to 2 o'clock in the morning when I actually laid down, and I'm only been sleeping for a few hours, so that's why I'm not fully up yet. I'm just really tired, but I stayed up last night thinking about this whole earthquake thing, and it concerns me because, well, I'm not the kind of person who dwells on earthquakes or anything like that, but I will have to say that it shook me a little bit, like, not just literally shook me, but it was a little strange because usually earthquakes don't last. I mean, the ones that I've experienced that long, it lasted quite a few seconds, probably maybe 30, 35 seconds. Whereas before, in the past, maybe it lasted maybe 10, 15 seconds. This actually lasted quite a long time, and they've been going for like a few days already. Like, yes, no, on the 4th, I was at work, and I experienced it. I just went outside because I really didn't feel safe in a mobile home. So I walked outside, and then yesterday, oh sorry, last night I felt it last night. And I mean, I was moving around quite a bit. I kept thinking, "Well, where am I going to go under, or what am I going to do?" you know. And as I was walking around, I kept thinking, "Well, it should be stopping by now," but it didn't. But whatever. I'm going to get off this earthquake thing because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of news coverage. There already was yesterday, so people are going to be talking about that for quite a while. So, pretty interesting. Anyway, so I was thinking also last night about how these people continually think that they have to have some sort of connection with me. I don't. I want to kind of address the whole issue of the polygram thing. I don't. I happily divorced Joel. Okay, I'm not married to him anymore, and I think his mom. I don't know. I personally think these people who are very clingy, who want to associate themselves with me, or going around telling people that somehow I'm connected with them, like I'm going to get back with Joel and all these other, they're lies, okay? I have no intention of ever being with Joel. When you do this sort of stuff, that is like the ultimate, offense that you could ever do. Or, 2018, I got my legal divorce papers. So I've been divorced. I have never made any attempt to contact him after that. I know he's been notified of the divorce, and obviously I didn't even contact him while we were separated. So I don't have anything to do with Joel or his family, nor do I want to. And I think that his mom may have been going around telling people, that I was going to get back together with Joel. I would never get back together with Joel. I realize, just how extremely abusive and manipulative, he is. And I'm not, I at one time was willing to forgive him, not to forgive him to take him back, just to shrug my shoulders and move on and forget him, because I don't want anything to do with him at all. Okay, that kind of character is something that I can't overlook. I cannot, But I was willing to forgive him in that way, like where I wouldn't hold any like resentment or hostility towards him. But now, I just really don't want anything to do with these people. There's nothing I like about them. There's nothing I respect about them. They're liars, and they, especially his mom and all that. All that stuff is very strange to me, and I don't want anything to do with it. If these people were upfront and honest, it wouldn't make a difference, okay? Like, if they knocked on my door and said, hey, I want to talk about what happened, none of these people would do that, okay? And that very fact that they don't do that is right then and there tells me that they're not somebody I want to deal with. I don't like people who do things behind the scenes, because that shows how manipulative they are. I am legally divorced from Joel. Not that, when you are married to somebody, that has nothing to do with employment or anything else. I mean, really, it doesn't, okay? Also, some people, some traditions, people who are very warped or whatever, they tend to think, well, I need to do that, and to where a woman loses her rights and she kind of gives up her rights to her husband. Some religions are like that, okay? I do know that, but I have never said that I agreed to anything like that or anything. And when it comes to employment law, that is illegal, okay? Obviously, I would never want to hold my life back based on who I was going to be with. I'm not going to be with anybody, okay? I am a single woman. So, really, there is a national, and I will put it in the description box later. I mean, when I upload this video, I won't be able to do that because I'm not doing this on my main computer. And it's kind of hard to, I think, add descriptions when you are, well, maybe I might be able to, I don't know. But the hotline for human trafficking, if anybody hears that these people are contacting and manipulating things behind the strings, these should be reported, okay? For example, if an employer is, in communication with Polygram or Elsie Lyles or anybody else that is trying to work things behind the scenes, this sort of activity can be reported. It could be reported to the police, but chances are, I don't really like to put my life in hands of any agencies. I don't, okay? But the fact is that, these people are trafficking. They have no right to be in my life at all. And what goes on behind the scenes, these little things that are being negotiated behind the scenes, shouldn't be taking place. I don't have anything to do with Polly. I would never forgive this woman, ever. Okay, there's nothing I respect about this woman. I don't respect anybody who lives that kind of lifestyle. I really don't, okay? I don't respect it. And I don't, want anything to do with it, especially if you lied to my face while I was asking you, did you have anything to do with my employment? And she would lie, and I remember, like I said, when I first met them, she would say things like, I've never lied before. This woman is I think mentally off, as well as I think Steven's mom might be mentally off, because there's got to be something mentally off with somebody who wants to attach themselves to you. Okay, obviously I am legally divorced from Joel's mom. I mean, Joel's family. Joel, in general, okay? I was only married to Joel. I wasn't married to his family. But in their work minds, maybe they thought that I was. But I'm not married to Joel at all. And, I'm very sorry that I ever did get married to him. Like I said, just because you had good times with a person doesn't mean that they are good people. They could be wearing a mask the entire time. And really, they should be reported to the National Hotline for Human Trafficking. And that includes all the other employers who got involved with this. They should be reported. But when it comes to Polly, and, I'm telling Karen Johnson this, and Steve Murray this as well, because these people are traffickers. And I highly suspect that Polly Graham may be doing things behind the scenes when she really shouldn't be. She should not be doing these sort of things. I don't put it past her to do that, because she might feel as though, I left her son. I left her son for good reason. I would never take him back. I would never take him back. As a matter of fact, I don't ever want to see him again. Ever. So that's just how I feel. As far as Stephen Lyles and stuff is concerned, I don't appreciate his mother involving herself in my work. Okay, and I don't appreciate her trying to manipulate things behind the strings, and really they should be reported too if there's any other further attempts to do so. And I think that, Steve Murray and Karen Johnson and Craig DeHope, all these people, if they are aware that this stuff is going on, then they should be reported. They should be reporting that, okay, on my behalf, because I need my own protection. I cannot deal with people who are doing these sort of things. I don't owe Polly Graham anything, okay? While I was working and doing my best to take care of the bills and so on and stuff, these people were coming into my work, mobbing me out of my jobs, okay? And then manipulating things behind the strings, okay? So I did everything I possibly could. While I was with Joel, I did everything I possibly could to satisfy those particular things that I needed to do. Like if I tried paying on my bills, I tried doing all this stuff. These people sabotaged everything for years, okay? So I'm not going to feel any more guilt or anything like that, okay? What you guys have done is just absolutely, they have no idea, or maybe they do, I don't know, or they're just fucking evil. Like, you guys have done enough, okay? And I don't owe you anything at all, okay? So, anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I don't know what's going on with this earthquake thing. We might experience more aftershocks. Who knows? And I'm not the kind of person who goes on and on about, these weird disasters, but I do think it's a little strange, and it makes me wonder, if something, so they say, well, it's a 5% chance that it's going to come back in a major way to where it's going to cause any major, problems. But I don't know. I just have so very little faith in anything these days. But anyway, so yeah, the National Hotline for Human Trafficking, that is a number that should be, really, if people paid attention, when it comes to employment, people would be using that information far much more. As a matter of fact, there has been some new, I believe it's, Illinois. I was going to bring this up in my last video about the human trafficking. Now, this human trafficking law is supposed to affect every single state. It's a federal law. But they are taking more active measures in the state of Illinois, I believe, relating to human trafficking. I think people are starting to wake up more to it. So it's not that it hasn't been on the books forever, okay, because it has been. But I think people are taking more proactive steps as far as, what do you call it? They're taking more proactive steps in implementing and enforcing, I'm sorry, that's the word I want to use, enforcing it. And it really should be, because when people are doing this sort of stuff behind the strings and people are aware that the victim does not want to have anything to do with this, these people need to be stopped and they should be reported. Really, they should be in jail, okay? They should be in jail, and, I don't know, maybe I might press charges, I don't know, I don't want to deal with the financial drain, but I really think it's important for me to look into, some sort of, for my end, okay? Just for my own, because I don't want, I should have nothing. These people have no legal ties to me. Whether I was married to them or not, I don't have any legal ties, especially to Joel. I have no legal ties to them at all. I'm not married to Joel. Okay, and, I don't have anything to do or to say to him at all, really. I think that they're the kind of people that I find disgusting. I find them absolutely disgusting, period, okay? So anyway, I'm going to try to go back to sleep, and if I can't do that, then I guess I could, fiddle around the house a little bit, and I've got some things I want to take care of this afternoon, so on my way back to bed, I hope you all have a wonderful day and stay safe, okay? Wrap it up, except for my perps, I don't want to hear what happens to them. Wrap it up this video. Have a good one.